Hey guys, and today we are going to be doing a full review of the 2017 Fiat 500 Abarth. Now before I get this review rolling, I would like to thank Rick Case Fiat in Weston, Florida for allowing me to review this vehicle for you guys. And remember that all of Drive and BeDriven's reviews are 100% honest and 0% biased. So let's get started. Now in this video we're going to be going over the differences between the Fiat 500 Abarth and the Fiat 500 Pop. So recently I reviewed the Fiat 500 Pop, so now I just want to give you guys a quick glimpse of the Fiat 500 Abarth. So first of all, you're going to notice a few differences between the Fiat 500 Pop and the Abarth. So one of the main differences you're going to notice immediately is the different logo in the front here. Right here you do have your Abarth logo with a scorpion in the front as opposed to your Fiat logo right there. But you still get this chrome bar going across here in that mustache look, but as opposed to it looking like a mustache look, it looks more like a solid strip going across, because in the 500 Pop it stops, the chrome stops right there. Now coming below there you do have a different bumper kit as well. This bumper protrudes out from the front of the vehicle a little bit more, so you do get slightly more front overhang inside of the 500 as well. Now coming down here you do have different intake exhaust areas right here, so you do have a nice intake plastic insert right there, and this is actually functional. This is whole, so you can actually see that there is a filter inside of there. Now over here this is also functional because this vehicle does have a turbocharger in here, so it does need all of these extra holes here to add some more air intake for that turbocharger under the hood. Now this vehicle also comes with fog lights. Now fog lights you can get on the lounge trim, but on the Pop trim you do not get fog lamps. So you do get your fog lamps on the Abarth trim, and then below there you do get this plastic insert right here, so you do get a small front lip spoiler inside of the Fiat 500 Abarth. Alright, so now let's look at the side profile of the Fiat 500 Abarth. So one thing you're going to notice is that the Fiat 500 Abarth also comes with different rims. So right here you do get 16-inch alloy rims here that have a gray accent to them. So these are sort of like a blackish grayish accent to them with this red scorpion Fiat 500 Abarth logo going on right there. And you do get red brake calipers, so it adds to the overall sportiness of the vehicle. Now coming along the side you also get your Abarth, pretty much like an Abarth pattern going along the side there. It's like a decal on the side of the vehicle. And you also get a different colored mirror inside of the Fiat 500 Abarth, because on the Pop you do get a body colored mirror, but on the Abarth you do get a separate color that you can choose from. Now coming over here you do also get an Abarth logo on the side of the Fiat 500 as well, and I really like this logo. It looks very, very nice. Now coming along the back of the Fiat 500 you are going to notice a few more key differences. Down here you do have this more of a sporty look to the rear bumper. Now this insert is not functional, it's just a plastic insert right there, but it adds to the overall sportiness and it looks like it's functional. Now coming below there you do get dual exhaust tips, and these exhaust tips are chrome tipped and they look a lot more aggressive than what you find on the Fiat 500 Pop. Now, over here in the center, you also get some plastic cladding on the bottom here, giving the vehicle a little bit more of a sporty exterior styling to the rear. Now, coming above that, you have pretty much the same trunk lid design here, but you are going to notice one more key difference here, and you do get that Fiat Abarth logo right over here, and then below that you get your 500 logo. All right, so the Fiat 500 Abarth that I have here is also a convertible. So in this video, we're also going to be talking about the differences between the Fiat 500 convertible and the normal Fiat 500. All right, so let's look at the interior of the Fiat 500. All right, so let's open up the doors of the Fiat 500 Abarth. Now, before I open up the doors, I want to tell you that the Fiat 500 Abarth does not come with any smart key access systems just yet, but to open up the door, you just pull that. And looking at the door panel design, it is very similar as to what you find on the Fiat 500 Pop. You do get hard touch plastics all up here, as well as in the middle portion. This is all also hard touch plastics. Right here, you do get a slightly scratchy cloth insert, and below that you also get some more hard touch plastics, but you do get a pretty decent sized side door cubby there, but you do not get a bottle holder in the door. You didn't get a bottle holder in the Pop either, but down here you do get these really nice door seal accent, pretty much brushed aluminum looking trim right here that does say 500. It looks really nice. I really like that look right there. Now, another difference you're going to notice is these seats. Now, these seats are very different than what you find in the Fiat 500 Pop. The Fiat 500 Pop has a lot more of a conservative looking seat design, while in the Fiat 500 Abarth, you get this very, very, very bold red strip going all the way along the bottom and the top seats of the Fiat 500. You also get this very nice contrasting stitching of red and grayish silver going all the way down. Now, the side of these seats are sort of like an Alcantara feel to there, and in the inside you do have a cloth insert, and this red strip is also that Alcantara feel, so it has a very nice soft and supple feel to that red stitching right there. All right, so let's also hop on inside. And similar to the Fiat 500 Pop, you do not really have to duck your head at all while getting inside of this vehicle. All right, so let's close up the door. Has a very similar sound to the door closing. Now, another difference you're going to notice inside of the Fiat 500 Abarth is this center console cover, hood gauge cover. So right here, this is leather wrapped with nice red stitching going all the way up the side of it. So that's very consistent throughout the vehicle. You also get some more red stitching on the steering wheel, and the steering wheel does feel slightly thicker than what you find inside of the Fiat 500 Pop. Now, over here, you do get the same controls that you find in the Fiat 500s all across the line, and you do also get that very large Fiat Abarth logo in the center of the wheel. Now, one thing you are going to notice that's slightly different from the Fiat 500 Pop is that you do not get a glossy piano black trim inside of here. Rather, Fiat gives you a matte plastic in here to give it a little bit more of a sporty look. Alright, so here goes the key fob of the Fiat 500 Abarth. So on the front, you do get that Abarth logo as opposed to the Fiat logo on your key. And you also get your unlock, your lock, and your trunk release button right there. And this is a switchblade-like key, so all you do is press on the Abarth logo, and your key switches right open. And on the back, you do get some more texturing. And overall, the key is actually fairly nice. I actually like how it's fairly small and it has a nice smooth to the touch feel to it. And it's very easy to use. It only has a lock and unlock and a trunk open and your key ignition. All right, so let's put the key inside of the ignition here. So the Fiat 500 Abarth does not come with any and just listen to that engine, so menacing sounding. So you get the same instrument gauge cluster inside of the Fiat 500 Abarth, and this engine is so loud. I love the sound of it so much. It's just rumbling. So coming over here, you do get the same touchscreen in here as well. You get that 5-inch touchscreen with your volume knobs as well as your tune knobs and your 5-inch touchscreen. And then below there you have your sport button to make the Abarth even more sporty. And over here in the center you have your hazard lights and your rear window defroster lights. Now over here you do get your AC controls, which are very nice and easy to read. Now below there, this is where your fog light button is located. Also your window switch controls are here. So your windows are automatic down. If you hold down the button, it's automatic down, but they are not automatic up. So your driver and your passenger side are both automatic down, but they are not automatic up. Now if you press the sport button on the dashboard right here, you are going to notice that, let me press it again so you can actually see this. So you're going to notice that your gauges change. So let me press the sport, and your gauges change ever so slightly. And then coming over here, you see that your sport lights up on your turbo boost gauge right here. So your turbo boost gauge, you do get a turbo boost gauge on the Fiat 500 Abarth as well. And I just really like the styling inside of the Fiat 500. You also get these body colored insert on the dashboard. So if you had a red car, this would be red. If you had a yellow, this would be yellow. So we do have the light blue color on the Fiat 500, so you do get that color right there. And this blue looks really nice in person. I really like the color there. You do get a manual dimming rear window right there. And right over here is where your light controls are. So you do have pretty much your incandescent lights up here, and it's a different design, it seems, as what you find in the Pop. It's a little bit more premium and upscale looking on here. Now right here is where your convertible buttons are. So let's press this, and you're going to see that your convertible rolls all the way back, and it just adds so much air and open airiness to the interior of the Fiat 500. All right, so let's step on outside. So let's take the keys out of the ignition here. And let's check out what's under the hood. Now your hood opening latch is located right above the Abarth logo, slightly to the left, and you will turn to the right and you lift up the hood. Now you do need a hood prop, so I'll catch you right back. Now under the hood of the Fiat 500 Abarth is a 1.4-liter inline 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, which is only found on the Abarth trim. And this engine produces 160 horsepower at 5,500 RPM and 170 pound-feet of torque at a pretty early 2,500 RPM. So this vehicle is going to be extremely peppy around the city. Now, the transmission options for this vehicle is a 5-speed manual and a 6-speed automatic transmission. So if you option for the 5-speed manual, your fuel economy would be 28 miles per gallon in the city, 33 miles per gallon on the highway, and 30 miles per gallon combined. And then if you option for the 6-speed automatic, your fuel economy will be 24 miles per gallon in the city, 32 miles per gallon on the highway, and 27 miles per gallon combined. Now the 0 to 60 times of this vehicle can be anywhere from 7 to 8 seconds depending on the transmission options that you choose. The vehicle will be slightly faster if you choose the manual transmission. It'll be closer to the 7-second range, and if you choose the automatic transmission, it'll be slightly closer to the 8-second range. And this hood is extremely light on the Fiat 500 as well. All across the line, this hood is extremely light. All right, let's check out the rest of the vehicle. Now look at this convertible from the outside. It just looks really, really cool. All right, so the base price of this vehicle is $21,490. So that is slightly lower than what it was last year. Last year, I believe it was in the $22,000 to $23,000 range. So it's a lot more affordable now. Now with all of the options added, now this vehicle does have the 6-speed automatic transmission added, as well as the white mirror caps added. So these white mirror caps and this white strip going along the bottom added $295 to the total. So and your destination charge is $995. So with all of that added up, this vehicle is just under $24,000. And for what you get here, Fiat's giving you a pretty good deal. I mean, just look at the exterior of this vehicle. I just still can't get over the look of the exterior. It has a very small and nimble and agile look to it, but it looks so aggressive and sporty, and it's so easily noticeable while it's riding down the road. You can easily tell that is a Fiat Abarth. All right, now one more difference between the Fiat 500 convertible and the normal Fiat 500 is the trunk space. So let's open up the trunk here. So right under the 500 numbering, you press right here and open it right on up. And you're going to notice that not the entire rear hatch opens, but just this small section right here opens. So let's open that on up. And what you are looking at right here is 5.4 cubic feet of space. Now, inside of the original Fiat 500, it's closer to 9 cubic feet of space. So you do lose a few cubic feet of space. Now, to fold down the rear seats inside of the Fiat 500, I don't really see any areas that you can fold down the rear seats from the trunk. So I believe you have to walk around to the other side to fold down the rear seats. So let's do that real quick. Fold this down. Push that forward. Press this back here. Pull that back. All right, so with the rear seats folded down, you have 23.4 cubic feet of space. And Fiat doesn't give you a helper handle on the trunk, but you don't really need to have a helper handle since the rear door deck lid is just so small. All right, so let's close that right on up. And let me fold back up the rear seats by doing that. And the rear seats, before I forget, the rear seats also have that same Alcantara stitching down the center. You also get that red stitching along the side, Alcantara bolstering on the bottom, as well as on the tops of the seats. But you do get the same exact headrests in there. All right, so let's see how spacious the rear seats of the Fiat 500 convertible is. So to move up the seat, you just pull this and roll it forward. Now the front seat was adjusted to how I feel comfortable sitting in the front seat. So let's hop on inside. So getting inside of the rear seats of the Fiat 500, you do have to move your headrest out of the way because it does sort of jab you in the back. So let's pull up that headrest and let's pull the seat back. And you have actually a pretty good amount of leg room here. You probably have about 3 to 4 inches of knee room right there. You also get these pockets on both the left as well as the right sides, which you do not find on the pop trim. The pop trim only gives you one pocket in the rear. Now, your backs of your seats are also this nice Alcantara feel, and you also get this gunmetal like insert in the back of the seats here. Now, you can't really put your feet under the seats. I'm not 100% sure why you can't, but it's sort of hampered to what you can put under the seats. But it is heightened quite a bit off of the ground, so you won't have any problems with that. Now, your door materials here is a hard touch plastic. I would have liked them to possibly add some sort of cloth insert or leatherette insert back here to rest your arm on, because it is a little hard. Now, the headrest does slightly protrude into the back of your neck, but it's not terribly bad actually. Now, the headrest could be slightly more plush. It's a little on the firm side. I'm not a huge fan of those headrests, but you do get a nice window here, so you can easily see out of the rear sitting in the back seat. And headroom inside of the back is actually a lot better than what you find inside of the 500, the original 500. And here you get slightly more headroom because it's more of a let me show you here. It's more of an incline right here rather than a slope down, so you get more room here. And also it's more of a springy feel rather than a solid roof there. So on the whole, the Fiat 500 Abarth is a pretty good choice if you're in the market for a small, sporty, and easy to maneuver subcompact hatchback. Not to mention its very stylish and personality forward interior as well as exterior styling. The Fiat 500 Abarth is in a class of its own and may just meet all your needs. Well, that's it for this full review. Comment and tell me what you would like to see in future videos. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. This is Marcus, and thanks for watching Drive and Be Driven. Keep it positive, and I'll see you next time. You can become a Drive and Be Driven driver today. Just simply click the subscribe button, and you will become a part of the Drive and Be Driven circle. Subscribing will allow you to stay up to date with the Drive and Be Driven YouTube channel. Thank you to all of my current Drive and Be Driven drivers for driving me towards my goals and dreams. Stay subscribed for more awesome videos like this one.